My name is John Morris with Advantage Property Management, and today I'm going to talk to you about the single most important thing having to do with rental property. And that's not, how much rent to charge. It's not what you do when the AC goes out. It's not how quick you can fill a vacancy. The single most important aspect of rental property is choosing good tenants. And that comes down to tenant screening. Here at Advantage Property Management, we put all tenants through a 5-point screening process. We check credit, we check national criminal background, civil background, we check previous rental history, and we verify income. Now, one important aspect is that when we've done these 5-point checks, we don't just look at one item and determine our decision based on that one item. Yes, we've got we make sure that all criteria are met, but we don't just look at the one and only credit and the credit score. We look at the entire picture. Yes, we'd like to see credit. We set the bar high. We'd like to see credit over 600. But everybody who calls or or even on our website, we post, will work with you if you've got credit lower than that. But because of the risk, the security deposit would increase. And so sometimes we've seen, a double security deposit. I've even seen a triple security deposit of, somebody who doesn't have any other issues. Now, the one item I don't bend on is landlord collections. If you've had a landlord in the past and you haven't paid them, and they've gone and filed a collection against you, that shows me this person isn't going to honor their responsibilities. And that's a big one for me, is that I want to see that everything has been paid up to a landlord in the past. Now, I'll be honest, I have approved applicants where I see a landlord collection on their credit. And then I've reached out to them and I've said, hey, this is the issue. And they say, oh, well, I'm paying that off. I can get a letter from my landlord. And lo and behold, they get a letter from their old apartment complex that they skipped out on 5 years ago, that they're in a payment plan and they're working toward it and they haven't been late on it. Fine. That's no problem at all for us, because that shows me that person is honoring their responsibilities, and that's important. Now, I'll be honest. When I was first starting in property management, we had some systems that didn't do the job as well as I would like. We would, run a tenant screening. We'd get the information back. We think, oh, everything looks good here, no problem. 6-8 months into the lease, we'd find that this person's having problems, and then, maybe we had to file an eviction. And when we're doing the court search or doing something where we find previous eviction, what is this? Now, speaking from experience here, one of the things that you should make sure of is that your tenant screening software is complete. In the world of tenant screening, you can get it in various different ways. I know some investors that will have the tenant pull like a MyFICO or MyCreditReport.com type stuff and send it to them, and maybe that's the way you want to do it. I would suggest you be a little more diligent and have a good and thorough screening process that gets all of the information. Now, one of the things that Advantage Property Management as a company has learned, and we learned it the hard way, is that you can't skimp on your tenant screening. You're going to get what you pay for. And I won't go into too many details, but we at this point have a very sophisticated process. We get pages and pages of material, and to me, tenant screening is one of those things you want more data than you asked for. It helps you make a good decision, and trust me, those good decisions made before you place that tenant, before you sign that lease, are what is going to save you money on that balance sheet year in, year out. So that's all I have to say. Don't waste your money on free credit reports and all that stuff. Make sure you're doing a thorough screening, and that will help your property management endeavors go a long way.